Hello, this is Deborah, and I'm coming to you today with some new drawings. So, I've been talking about the four things that King Solomon, said walk stately and had a wonderful walk. And the one was my rooster Hoss, and he does walk like a prince, I'm telling you. He walks like he's divine, he struts, and he owns the pen. Okay, and then we have this. I did this lion on the Serengeti because he doesn't back down from any animal. He's the king of beasts. He's very brave. So we have this strutting confidence and we have this bravery here. And they have a walk. You have a walk, a confident walk that amazes the king, the wisest man that ever lived, King Solomon. So here's number three. Number three is the ram. And the ram this is a bighorn sheep. They live up in the high cliffs. I've already drawn him, already colored him a little bit. And I used this drawing. This is clip art. I needed a basic outline of a ram. You can see my drawing is not that drawing. Just use his body form. See how I did that? I just sat and copied his body form. And then I added my own fur. Kind of made his horns look a little bit different. And the ram, he walks unafraid of heights. The ram, they compete for the females. And they'll ram each other with the horns, and they'll run like 20 miles an hour when they do that, and 15 miles an hour, ram each other with those horns. And then the one that wins, well, he gets the females and he leads the pack, and he leads them, and he'll jump 20 feet from one rock to the another because he can see so well. God's given him that, but he leads the pack. And it said over in the Middle East they have a lot of herds over with goats and rams and lambs and sheep and goats together sometimes, because there's a lot of herds in the Middle East. And they say that the ram is always leading the pack. He's always leading the rest of the animals. So I'm doing him in the cliffs, kind of like the hyrax, the little hyrax that I did. He lives in the cliffs, and so does this ram. And so this will be the third thing that walks stately. He don't just walk. He climbs. He climbs to the highest heights. And the Lord wants us to do that, to climb with him to the highest heights, and he'll take us as high as we're capable of going if we'll just listen to him. So right now what I'm doing is just some rocks. He's up here on this cliff, and he can go up to 2 inches. 2 inches he can climb these cliffs. All he needs is 2 inches. His feet. These are kind of small considering how big he is. Kind of like a little deer's feet. So I'm going to fill the rocks in. Then the next time we'll talk about the other thing. And I think it's going to be the best one. There's my King Solomon. I drew him. And I'm doing a study of him. And so I've done some drawings in my study. I love studying King Solomon. There's so much to say. And I thought, well, if I'm going to study somebody, I'd like to study the wisest man that ever lived. And because he didn't ask for these 5 things, I think I've shown this before, but he didn't ask for these 5 things. He asked for wisdom to lead the people. He didn't ask for wealth, which is accumulated wealth, riches, which is cash, honor, which is weight or power, revenge on his enemies, or long life. So I figured this must be what mankind wants, what he didn't ask for. So since he didn't ask for that, God gave him wisdom, and he said there'd never be another man like him. And he was going to be the wisest man to lead the people. So because he didn't ask for that, God gave him every bit of that. He gave him power, wealth. Still thought of as the richest man that ever lived. So, because you couldn't even compare some of the things we have now to what he had. But he was wise. I'm trying to make this look like, I'm not sure. He's in a mountain. He's in the cliffs. So here's where I decide, what do I want this to look like? Let's just roll with it. See what happens. I don't know. A bunch of rocks on a cliff. What does that look like? That's pretty simple there. Just like the drawing. But I do see how they kind of made it look flat on this side. A little wall. Give them a little roundness. Remember how we pull? Isn't it something how the lines, different lines, make it look like it's going in different directions? Now that makes that rock right there look flat on this side. Isn't that something? And these going up and down make this one look like it's going up, the wall, the side wall. See how that works? Pretty cool. So now they're starting to shape up. This is the simplest form. So we want to go a little bit beyond that. We might add a little color. I've done add a color to him, so I might as well add color to the rocks. So here's my dark brown. They'll be dark brown because that's dirt. There'll be dirt around rocks because rocks eventually break down into sand and mineral, dirt. What we eventually become, dirt. Everything connected to the earth stays here. And it becomes dirt. We don't need dirt and where we're going. We don't even need water. Well, I thought about that. Everything here needs water. Water, water, water. I have a garden. I can't keep enough water. My animals, they need water. My chickens, they're always needing water. Water, water, water. And it takes water to, everything on earth takes water to survive. I'm going to use a little bit of this silver. The sand does have silver in it. Rocks are like compressed sand. I'll use a little silver. But in heaven we won't need water. So that's a good thing. Because Jesus said he's the living water. So we don't need it. So this rock looks like it's sloping a little bit. And I kind of like that. So let's keep going with that. So we're working on this ram. He leads the pack. He's strong. God wants us to be strong. He wants us to be leaders. He wants us to be following all the wrong things around. He wants us to lead people into good. Good, good. So I'm going to go with this gray. I think I'll just cover this rock bed. And then I'll go back with the other colors because I think I'll let it be the base color. Is this gray. Kind of like it. There'll be shadows. See, there'll be a shadow foot. There'll be a shadow here. You can hear every time I breathe with this microphone. Sorry about that. Go on the ear microphone. Every time I breathe. Oh, see his little shadows coming up? Now this is 2 feet, although it looks like 1. Kind of went with the way the picture looked. That's okay. I'm starting to make it stand out a little bit. See, every time I exhale, sorry about that, guys. Okay. Right. Mr. Ram, you're the stately sheep. Male sheep. Who's ready to do battle, leap up to high places where they're safe, away from predators. He looks out, he can probably see for miles. Yeah. Okay. So just showing you what I'm doing today, and I hope you're doing your work today. I want you to share your work with me. I'd love to see some of your work. Just like I said, I'm learning. I'm learning as I'm teaching. I did the one of my granddaughter. That was new. So I may try another portrait. I'm doing a lot more drawing than I've ever done. God's helping me with it. So whatever God's wanted you to do, get to doing it. He'll use it. He'll use it. You don't even know some of this stuff. I don't even know how God's going to use it. I don't care. God's showing it to me, telling me to do it. I'm just going to do it. And whatever happens with it happens. It'll be the best thing that could happen for me. Good or bad, whatever happens. If nothing happens, if I just use it to teach you how to draw, that's okay too. I'm content. I'm complete in Him. I'm content. Whatever you want to do, that's the Lord. If you don't want to do something, if you don't want to do anything, I'm content. Whatever you want to do. Well, I hope you have a good day. Be blessed. And get at it. Get at your work. Start doing it. Surprise yourself. Because you will surprise yourself. Be blessed.